and stuff like that, that's all really, really hard stuff. So if you know somebody who is talented enough and is willing to help you, help you grow your website, then don't be afraid to turn down help, and consistent help. That's the most important thing. So because ScrewAttack sure as hell wouldn't be kind of where it's at without the help of really, 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 really talented people who kind of share that goal and vision of kind of what ScrewAttack's about. So. It's pretty cool because there's been so many hands that have been gone into ScrewAttack, and people are like, oh, Craig runs the site. Well, no, I mean, there's people that have never even been mentioned on the site that have played really, really, really big roles in growing the site and finding this or this little component to make the site a better experience for everybody. A question I get a lot is ads. I'm like, oh man, I just started a website. What should I do about ads? Or ads are annoying. Yes, ads are annoying, but they're a part of how you're going to survive. When we first started out, like I said, I didn't know anything about ads. I didn't know anything about this whole learning experience. So all I heard was, hey, you should do Google AdSense. And Google AdSense is the greatest thing ever. And you don't need to do anything, and they'll pay you money. So. Right into it, we went to Google AdSense. We were getting like three hits a day or whatever, and so they accepted us, and it was like, wow, this is great. So I had our friends go through and click the ads on Google AdSense to try to make us more money. Well, like 3 days later, we got booted from Google AdSense. So that was bad. But later on, we kind of rectified the situation. I emailed them. I was like, hey. We're morons and we didn't know what was going on. So don't do that. It's called ad click fraud, and it's not very good. But in terms of starting your website, Google AdSense is actually a really, 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 really good tool. Once you grow to a certain point, there are specific ad networks that can help you get better rates or whatever to to help you monetize your page views better. On the internet, there's a crazy thing called a CPM, and a CPM is essentially how much money you make per 1,000 impressions. C is cost, P is per, and M is the Roman numeral for 1,000. CPM is cost per 1,000. It's cost per 1,000 impressions. So, so generally, like with an ad on your site, Google will pay you literally pennies on for your CPM, or maybe maybe $1, maybe $1.50 for every 1,000 impressions or whatever. But as you kind of get a little bigger and you have an audience that people want to see, we've been approached by several different ad networks, and right now we don't sell any of our ads in house. They're all sold through a network, but the network that we work with sells entirely for gaming-related sites. So you're looking at like a really specific target demographic, like us, like the 13 to 29-year-old male or whatever, and so these advertisers, they want to be seen by these people, so they're willing to pay a little bit more, right? So so if you work with like an advertiser like that, you can have ad campaigns where your ads are up, towards $5 or $6 or $7 for every 1,000 views or whatever. But it's all boring, and it's all stuff I've learned over the last few years. So if you want to learn more about ads, I'll gladly tell you later on. So feel free to come up and talk to me. But another really important thing, obviously, ScrewAttack is all video. That's what we do. We don't do any crazy text updates. The whole idea behind doing video is I don't like to read. I've never liked to read. So the internet doesn't like to read, so if they can absorb the same information while watching something, instead of spending 5 minutes and reading this, they can spend a minute and watch this. That's a little bit easier to do. No offense to people who like to read, but I don't read, so that's kind of what we don't do. And the internet's a very visual place. One of the things about doing video is like hosting your own video, like on your own site. Is really, really cool. People are like, oh, I want to host my own video. But it's also really, really expensive, which is why ScrewAttack doesn't host its own stuff. When we started out on YouTube like the rest of the world. And YouTube is awesome, but it also sucks ass. Because YouTube, everybody's on YouTube. Like everybody is. It's incredible because it's this incredible, for lack of a better word, marketplace of this incredible talent that's out there, but everybody is getting overlooked because we've got to see Will It Blend, or you got to see the promoted videos, or some dude shooting Mentos, that Mentos thing or whatever. But there's so many good shows that it's easy to get overlooked in that. No matter how hard you bust your ass to be seen, it's really easy to get overlooked, especially on YouTube. So we use YouTube. We're actually probably going to be taking all of our, not so much all of our stuff, but we're not going to be updating on YouTube coming up shortly. We're kind of we're making the transition to actually posting our own stuff, which is exciting, but it's kind of scary at the same time. But YouTube is great because it's promotion, but it sucks because if you can get buried very easily. There's also other hosting sites like Rever, which we were with for a long time, and it was like, wow, Rever pays you to be, they'll pay you because they sell ads and stuff, and it was great, but Rever's essentially dead now. Like in the last 6 to 8 months, I don't know, their company or whatever has gone through some like really, really bad mishaps, and they were sold for pennies on the dollar and all this stuff. So like they owe us money, and I know they owe a lot of people money right now, but I'm not expecting to see it anytime soon because their company is in like crazy dire straits. So we switched to Blip.tv, which turns out was a really great move because they actually pay a little bit more, and it allows us to keep doing Screw Attack more and longer. So and one thing we noticed is it's really cool because we switched from Rever to Blip, and then we noticed other sites switching from Rever to Blip. So I don't know if they've so much followed the trend moving on to Blip, but it's been neat to see these other sites make the move to Blip, kind of seeing what Screw Attack's done. But it's been really cool just to see kind of that migration. But so we went from YouTube to Rever to Blip, and coming up real shortly we'll be hosting our own content, which is cool because it's going to allow us to do a little bit more stuff, make our screen or make our content better quality so people can watch it at a higher resolution and all that fun stuff, and full screen mode that actually looks good, and possibly do like HD Screw Attack, which is something we've never been able to do. So that'd be really, really crazy to think about. So, but when you start off, there's nothing wrong going with YouTube if you're looking for promotion. It's quick, it's easy, the player's good. Once you kind of establish yourself and you have your own outlet, switching to like a Blip or something is totally cool. There's tons of other other video outlets out there like VO, and there's just so many video hosting sites out there. It's crazy. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But in the future, just a heads up, like I said, this is not, the Screw Attack you see today is not the Screw Attack you're going to see in like 6 to 8 months. Another great site to see your content on and upload your content to will be screwattack.com, which is pretty cool. We're going to be, I talked about the transition to this new site, and how the site you see right now is the site that we want it to be, and it's not good enough for the community just yet. We are going to be going through this pretty massive overhaul of Screw Attack. Right now we got the site, it's pretty good. It's kind of broken because we had this great idea of implementing G1 points and an incentive program for people to blog and stuff like that, and it's pretty broken. I'm not gonna lie. It sucks. But so we want to kind of better the experience. So we're going to be going this next transition to this new site. We're going to be doing it's going to be straight up. This is like our jump to play with the big boys, play with the 1-ups and the game trailers, and do our thing while keeping Screw Attack. The whole idea behind this next move is to allow people on YouTube that aren't being seen the opportunity to be seen, and make Screw Attack into totally driven by the community, because that's essentially what Screw Attack is. It's a giant community, and that's what we want it to be. It's a community for gamers, and so when we do this other redesign coming up, it's going to be pretty much entirely driven by the community, and we're going to allow allow the people on YouTube who are getting 200 views right now to get 10,000 views when they upload their content and allow their